Welcome back to Minecraft Mod Showcase Botania. I am Shade of Dead, and this is episode 4, I believe, and we are today going to do a few more things here, going through the quest book, working our way through this mod of the month that Feed the Beast has put out. Let's see, first thing we want to do today, and I hope you guys are all having a great, wonderful, beautiful day, because it sure is here, I can tell you that. One of the first things we want to do is we want to make a mana star. Now this is kind of a newer thing, I think. This is a newer version than maybe what's in Botania. I'm not 100% on that, but I don't remember seeing this in there. And what it does is you put this next to your a mana pool, and if it's losing mana, it shines red, and if it's gaining mana, it shines blue. So it's just kind of a tool to say, oh, I am making mana, I am losing mana, based on, you might be using flowers that use mana out of a mana pool, and if you're not putting enough in fast enough, this will tell you that's the problem, that's what's going on. So what we need, I have all the parts and stuff ready for us, are these 4 petals, and I believe, let's see, let's double check. We're gonna make a jaded amaranthus today as well, and that's gonna be great. But for now, let's go in here. Mana star, and this is green mana, red mana, cyan mana, and light blue mana. So we have to throw all these in a mana pool and get ourselves some mana, mana stars. So we'll come over here and we'll use this one. It's getting pretty full. There we go. And then we end up with all of these. We toss them in here. Bloop, 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 bloop. With a seed, which I don't have. Let me run in here and get one. Boop. I'll just get a few, just in case we need them. Because we might. And toss it in. Boom. Mana star. And then we can throw this down here. And it's not doing anything yet. Oh, I see it. See it glowing blue? It's glowing blue. Watch. See the little blue sparkles off of it? It's working. Alright, and then we're going to pick... I'm going to pick the diluted mana pool, because I can just toss those in and turn them into real mana pools. Just like that. Done and done. Alright, we got 8 obsidian, 16 living rock, and 2 mana pools. Oh, not the obsidian. The living rock can go in there, and we'll keep the obsidian in this, and then we got some more mana stars too. So, and we can put one here, why not? And then we'll have a mana star by everything. We'll go put these other 2 up, set them in here for now. We may need them here in a little bit. Now, this probably unlocks some other things. Yeah, it did. Mechanical power. Botania provides a block to convert mana to RF. Wow, that would be useful. That could be really useful and really awesome. You can run all of your machinery in a completely green manner by using mana from your flowers. It's the ultimate. It's better than solar panels. 4 redstone blocks, 4 living wood, and a piece of mana steel. Convert the energy of a mana burst into redstone flux. Well, that's pretty sweet. I kind of like that. We'll have to do that. Destroying mana. Maybe times you don't want mana burst to go past a certain point. This block stops all mana bursts that hits it. Oh. Living rock and obsidian. Okay. Focus. You can augment your mana spreaders through the use of some nifty lenses. Many lenses are available, and not all will be included in this tutorial. And we will probably look at all of those, I think. And then, thankfully, mana spreaders and sparks aren't your only way of transporting mana around. You can now get your plans for long-distance mana transportation back on track. Literally, just combine a mana pool with a minecart. Oh, that'll be cool. when we get around to that one. Right now, today, I want to do two things. We want to make a jaded amaranthus, so we're going to do that here first thing. And what we need for that, this is kind of complicated. We're going to need nether wart, gunpowder, nether brick, a total of 9 mana steel ingots. Okay. We're going to need fishing rod, bone meal, sugar cane, and mana steel. We're going to need mana steel, wheat, saplings, plus we're going to need all of these things here. This is not a simple thing to make. You may have seen me, if you've watched my Blightfall videos, you may have seen me make these items here, or this item in particular, in Blightfall, and it is a wonderful, wonderful thing. So we're probably going to put it right around here, but the first thing we need to do is make sure we get enough mana, and I might need to put a spreader down here to move some of my mana around just a little bit. This isn't very efficient, but we're gonna make this work here. Okay, there. All right. So what we're gonna need to do is we're gonna need to use our runic altar to make some runes, and the first one we need to make, or that we're going to make, is the rune of fire. And where did my gunpowder and everything go? Okay, so nether wart, gunpowder, and my mana steel. That's what it takes. This is the rune of fire. Nether wart, gunpowder, a nether brick, and mana steel. As I told you before, I needed to go down to the nether. I went ahead and did that. So I went and got me a little bit of stuff. I don't have any blaze rods or anything yet, but I went and got some netherrack. And I ran around, killed some creepers, and got some gunpowder just so we could do this today. And then once you have these all floating around the runic altar, just right click it and away it goes. This mana spreader is going to start pumping it into there. This guy is emptying all of his mana into that pool, so it's going to do that. And one thing you're going to need is living rock. This is what you're going to actually make your runes out of. Once they're done, you have to put the living rock on the runic altar, and then we can make you know, our runes. This will actually give us 3, which is pretty nice. And you can see it slowly filling up the gauge there, spinning around the circle. Once that's full, we'll know it's done, and also we'll know it's done because it's going to start shooting little blue lightning bolts everywhere. This is one of the cool things about Botania. It is technically, for the most part, GUI-less. You know, there's no GUI for Botania. It's all represented in-game. You never pull up a screen and then have something that says this requires 48 mana and you know, this pool creates it. Nothing like that exists. There's a few other cool features, but nothing like that exists. So you just throw your living rock on top and you right click it with your wand and boom, you get your runes. Alright, so the next one we want to do is the rune of spring, which brings you out fishing rod, bone meal, sugar cane, and again 3 mana steel. So 1, 2, 3, sugar cane, fishing rod, bone meal, right click with the wand, and we sit here and we wait again. So like I was saying, there's no GUI in Botania, so there's nowhere I can go and find out where this is. So, you know, if I want to find out if I'm making mana in here, then I have to look at these flowers. So I gotta look at this one. Is this one going to show up red? It is. There's little red sparkles around it. You gotta look real close, but you can see them. That hits and it says, oh, red sparkles. It's losing mana faster than it's making it. This guy is the other way around. He's gaining mana faster than he's spending it. So the mana coming in from this guy, emptying this pool, and that is greater than this guy pumping it into my runic altar. So this is our second rune. And the reason why we need these 2 runes is because we need to make a rune of summer. Okay? Oh, there it is. Rune of, spring. I apologize. That's fire and water. And so then we'll have to do one where we put 3 saplings down and a piece of wheat. And voila, we'll have it. Now this guy's done and ready to be harvested. Again, walk up here, toss your living rock on top, right click with your wand, and boom. There we go. Runes of water. Now we want to make a rune of spring, so we need a rune of water. We need a rune of fire. And I forget what else goes in it. Let's see. Yep, 3 saplings and a piece of wheat. And that's springtime, evidently. 1, 2, 3, and a piece of wheat. And again, hit it with your wand. Now we just wait. Now, we got 3 of each. We got 3 runes of fire. We got 3 runes of water. We're not going to get 3 this time. We're only going to get 1. So it kind of gets more expensive. And there's a lot of different runes. There's one for each of the elements. So there's, water, fire, earth, and air. And then you have the seasons. You have spring, summer, autumn, winter. And then we have the rune of mana. And then after that, you have all of the 7 deadly sins, I guess. Lust, gluttony, greed, sloth, wrath, envy, and pride. And you're going to make, now when you get the 7 deadly sin ones, you get 2 of when you make. But the ones for the seasons, you only get 1 of. Same with the rune of mana, I believe. I believe you only get 1 rune of mana when you make it. And boom. So we got our rune of spring. Now these runes of water and rune of fire we don't need right now. So what I am going to do, I'm going to go ahead and slot them in here real quick. So we're not carrying those around. And then I think we have everything else we need. Let's check Jaded Amaranthus again. Jaded. And yes, I believe I have all my petals. Just need to see which ones are mana. 2 purple mana. And that's it. Okay, so I got to take 2 of these purple ones. And we got to make mana petals out of them. Boom, boom. We're going to come over here to our handy dandy petal apothecary. Got to put water in it. I put our 2 purple manas, a rune of spring, mystical lime, mystical green, and just a mystical purple. We got all sorts of pretty little fishies swimming in that bucket. Now, the last thing we need is a redstone root. You take a piece of cut grass and you take a redstone and you get redstone root. Toss that in and we should be ready. The final ingredient, as always, a bunch of seeds, and you get your incredible Jaded Amaranthus. A couple died for this, it says. I think it's supposed to represent 2 flowers intertwined together. If you kind of look at it, that's kind of what it looks like. Here, I'll put it down. Take a look. We'll plant it. We'll put it right over here, and then it can just kind of fill up my my place. Let's see. I want you linked to this one, and it's just going to start growing flowers. We have our own little flower garden out here. But if you look, it kind of looks like there's a orange or brown one and a purple one, and they're like twisted together. And that's what it's supposed to be. There's some sort of legend about that. I'm sure there's a ton of legends about that. But there it is, the Jaded Amaranthus. Now you'll never have to go wandering to find flowers. They'll always be close by, and you can always get them. And he's just going to feed on the mana that's in this pool right here. He's going to feed on it and keep growing these flowers. And he does a pretty big area. He might even be growing them inside. Yeah, he sure is. He's even growing them in the house. So I may move him. I'm going to have to probably do a little bit of rearranging or other things, actually. What I think I'm going to do now, or what I want to do now, is actually not something that's in the quest book, but we're going to turn in our Jaded Amaranthus, and can't go wrong with right. And open a reward bag. A bunch more petal blocks. We'll toss them in there. We already have some of those, but that's cool. Got a whole bunch of petal blocks. Now, I want to make a pretty powerful Hydrangeas mana generator. Now right now I have the 4 Hydrangeas, but I want to make it a little bit stronger. I want to get some more in here. Now typically it takes a pretty big area here. You got to have a 5x5 area in order to kind of make these work and make sure they'll continue to work. You got to have this 5x5 area, and you got to have, you know, your 3x3 of water in the middle, and you know, your flowers blocked off and everything else. Well, we're going to do a little something that's going to make life a little bit easier for us. And the first thing we're going to need is some pasture seeds. And the way we make those is you take grass and you throw it in your mana pool, and you get pasture seeds. Now what these do is you can, if you have a bunch of just plain dirt and you want to, I think I showed these to you before here. It makes the grass grow really fast. This is what they are. And these are good because what you can do with them is you can take your dirt, you can take pasture seeds, and you can take any color mystical flower. Do I got them backwards? Oh, what am I doing wrong? Let's look. Yeah, pasture seeds, dirt. Oh, and a glimmering flower. So we got one more step to take here. I didn't have the right stuff. Look at here. We need a little bit of glowstone. And luckily I grabbed some of that when I went to the nether too. Here we go. Alright, so it takes 2 glowstone per flower. And then, so we put this down. We're going to take our orange flowers. Where did they go? Oh no, did they go in my pouch? They went in my flower pouch. Yep, there they are. Okay, so put our 2 glowstone down, put our mystical orange flowers down, and then you get glimmering orange flowers, or whatever color it is that you want to put down. But these actually put off light like they were a torch. So you can light up your area with flowers, and that's all you need. You don't need anything else. You don't need the torches, unsightly torches. You can light everything up with flowers, and it's pretty great. Throw your pasture seeds down, throw your dirt down, and you get floating orange flowers. We're going to take all 8 of those, and then we're going to combine them with our hydrangeas, and then we get floating hydrangeas. You take those, and now we can power this up. As you can see, I already built the glass, extended the water higher, and you just set these here. And these are going to go to town making mana. And I'll tell you what, I know from experience, these are pretty darn good. This is going to really make a lot of mana really fast. It's a fairly cheap, simple way to make a lot of mana constantly. See, it's just going to keep firing over and over and over again. I'm going to make sure that they're all linked. Linked. I want to make sure they're all linked to that mana spreader. And like I said, you can check that by 2 ways. I'm kind of checking it. Making sure that check mark is on that mana spreader to the right of their mana bar, and also that they're not storing any mana. If they're not storing mana, then we know that this mana spreader is getting all the mana. So there we go. He's just going to keep shooting and shooting and shooting. And this works pretty good. If you go 4 high, though, it will actually, at least when I did this before, it actually made mana faster than the mana spreader could get rid of it. So I ended up with some of these that were just like full of mana and couldn't get rid of it, because this was constantly full, and every time it would shoot, it would instantly fill back up from all the other ones. So what I suggest is like 3 high is probably optimal. If you're going to go 4 high, you're probably going to need 2 mana spreaders to do it. Okay, so I wanted to do that because I wanted to have a lot of mana. We're going to need a lot of mana at some point, and this is going to keep spreading it. And this guy, he flowered it all up, didn't it? Yeah, that Jaded Amaranthus. They sure did. So, what we're going to do next, that was just kind of a way to increase the power of the hydrangeas and get mana faster with them. And that was actually a tip that I received. I didn't even come up with that myself, but that's one way to do it. And I honestly think that's a pretty darn good way to come up with a lot of mana fairly fast. You can make a whole battery of those. Just set them in a row and have them all blasting into one mana pool, or even a well, we'll talk about that later, but we're not to that point yet. But I want to get our enchanting with mana done. Now, this is pretty complicated, really. Let me go inside and get all the pieces. This is a in-world construct that you make just like you would, you know, your nether portal. Okay, you have to make it a certain way in order for it to work. Get your Lexicon Botania out. Okay. I was looking at it. Now, you can use the power emitted from mana pylons to basically enchant items with books without consuming the books. Okay? That's the cool part. And this is the other really cool part that's in this version of Botania. You see this button right here? Visualize, boom. Now we can figure out, because there's a lot of structures like this, so now we can just figure out where we want to place it, and right click, and it should stay there. You see? Now we can just dig out our area of where we need to put our items. Everything's here. And we can get this all done. This is going to be great. This works. I love this addition where it just makes the little representation in the world, and then you can just fill it in as you go. It's great. And so you need 17 obsidian. Okay. Oh man. I might have too much obsidian. Do I have too much obsidian? What does it say? I thought it said 17 obsidian. 17 obsidian blocks. Do I need to go down lower or something? I have no idea. I don't know. We're going to try to make it this way and see if I'm too high or what. Maybe I need to go down another floor on it. I didn't see any hanging out below though. Weird. I had 17, right? I'll have to rewind that. I'll have to look at that when I do this. And then we need our flowers. And where did they go? Oh, yeah, I'm going to use green ones, because I had a bunch of those. So how do I put those down? How do I make these green ones grow? I gotta put that there. I gotta put this, and then this, and then this. And then, oh, I missed. Get that out of the way. That, and that. How do I put them on there? Am I reading? Do they need to be 10 mystical flowers of any colors, 6 mana pylons, and a lapis lazuli? Okay. And visualize. Okay. Alright, so there's nothing under it. Oh, because the center isn't. Those aren't. Okay, so that's supposed to stay dirt. That's where my problem is. Okay. Alright, I'm like, how do I put these flowers down on here? Is there a trick I don't know? Yeah, there is. You're dumb. Okay, so let's get this out of here. Oh my gosh, I'm going to fast forward this. You don't want to watch me do this. Alright, we're back. I'm actually going to put blue in the middle. Get ourselves a little variety of color. It goes well with the lapis lazuli. Now, we got to put our mana pylons down. Let's see where they're at. They go on top of the flowers. No. 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 Go on top of the flowers. How do I do that? Oh, I'm gonna have to do some finagling, I think. It goes here. So let's put that. We'll put the mana pylon. Remove this. Oh, the troubles of having a flower pouch. Okay, move you. Put that down. Mana pylon. Okay, we're getting it figured out. You, mana pylon. I don't know, there might be a way you can just set it on top of the flowers, but didn't seem to want to work for me. I'm not sure. So we'll dig this up. Like I said, I'm not an expert at this. I'm just kind of playing through. I know a little bit, but I don't know everything. So I'm learning little bits and pieces with you guys, so we're gonna have to dig in here again. Boop. There we go. What am I doing? Get off there. Gosh dang it. I'm gonna have to do it again. These silly. The flower pouch is cool, unless you're trying to work with flowers and keep picking them up. Now that should do it. And then we should just. Whoa, look at that. It looks like Tron awesome coolness right there. Wow, wow, wow. It needs to... That's awesome. I'm sorry, but it is. It's really sweet looking. Let's... I'm gonna have to put a bunch of mana into this. So, I don't have that available right now. So, we've constructed it. And that's kind of where I wanted to get to today. They want us to make a wooden sword with the Bane of Arthropods 1, which is an enchanted book that they gave us. They gave us the enchanted book, Bane of Arthropods 1. So, we have it already. And I have an enchanting table. I could have just done it. Or, well, I could have made an anvil, and I could have just made one. But we're going to do it this way and keep our book. Because the way you end up doing it is you set your whatever you're going to put on here. Let's say we're going to do this sword. Put the sword on there, and then you throw your book down, and then you right-click it with your wand, and then what it'll do is it'll scan this circle of obsidian around it, and it'll go, okay, here's the books I have, and it won't enchant something that's already enchanted. So you got to have a fresh item. It'll go, here are the books I see. And I'm going to put all of those on this item. And then it gives you a sign somehow. And that means that you can run up here and you can pick up your books then. And then the process will start. And you can do this with sparks. Or you can do this with mana spreaders. But mana spreaders will take a really long time. So we'll see where we get. I've got to... I think I saw down in the nether a nether fortress, so I'm gonna have to try to see if I can get down there, because I kind of spawned like up there and it's clear down there, and there isn't really a way to get in between. It's actually off in the distance and below me from where I spawned in, so that's not going to be easy, but hopefully I can get I'll figure out a way to get down there, and I can get me some blaze rods by killing some blazes. But I might just do the first one here with a mana spreader. I just kind of want to see how long it'll take. Probably make an additional setup kind of like this. We're going to need a bunch of mana out in that direction anyway. So I'll probably keep these two mana spreaders here, just kind of pumping around here. But I'm going to probably build out here in the water several setups like this that I can produce a bunch of mana, because we're going to need it for that enchanting table. We're going to need it for, I'm probably going to move this bad boy out there, and Botanical Brewery out in that direction, and well, and for our portal to Alphane. That's right, the portal to Alphane, legendary, mythical Alphane. Now, we're not actually going to go into Alphane. You can't actually go there. It's not a realm that you can enter. The portal has completely different use. And some of you may be going, well, why doesn't it have a whole realm that we can enter? Because the author of this mod pack, and he's right, why make another boring dimension that you go into when you can accomplish all the same things from this side by letting the elves trade with you? And in the legend anyway, it's separated from us. The elves left this plane and they are gone. They can't come back. So and we can't go there. So hey, what are you gonna do? That's the way it is. But that's it for today. That's what we got done. We've got that awesome enchanter over there. We got ourselves our Jaded Amaranthus, and we made a pretty good mana producing system over here with these hydrangeas. And I don't know if you can hear it. I can hear it. All that slurpy slurp slurpinson of them sipping their tea. I think they're supposed to kind of be, if you look at them, I think those are supposed to be like crab claws. Because it says something, if you look at the hydrangeas. Sorry, we're getting distracted, but I wanted to share this with you. If you look at the hydrangeas, it says just friendly crustaceans, and I really think that those look like claws. They look like little crab claws reaching up into the air. So there you go. Well, I think we got everything done today. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I hope you're learning a little bit with me. Feel free to download this mod pack off Feed the Beast. It is their mod of the month for June 2015, and it's a very simple mod pack that we're doing here. It is simply Botania, vanilla Minecraft, and there's a few other little bitty mods in there just for convenience, like DenseOres and a few things like that, just to make your time here doing this a little bit easier. But you could totally just play a whole world right here on this mod pack and have fun. Just do the tutorial. This is basically what this is a tutorial to Botania. But we're going to go maybe a little more in depth than they do, because I don't think it's going to go through every single flower and what you can do to set things up. I think it's only going to do some of it. And I kind of want to see if we can't delve in and find out everything we can. Build everything and then say, okay, we have this. What do we do now? What can we do with it? And just go from there. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed it or learned something. And, tell your friends, tell your enemies. And I'll see you guys all later.